Hello everyone, I have some good news. It seems by the goodwills of all the gods above and below, it looks like every enemy on all of our fronts, actually, all of our enemies, I should say, have actually retreated. It looks like the Gondorians have left the boundaries of Arnak, so we can actually push forward with Dawn Death. Leave Gordish, of course, in Arnak because we don't want anything to do with Gordish because, as we all remember from the siege of East Osgiliath, perhaps the original taking of Osgiliath and the defense thereof, he is always just a useless piece of shit. I feel it prudent to point out that we still have projected profits of like 2,200 gold coins, I would say, so that's more than enough gold to recruit perhaps some stronger units to reinforce Dawn Death. I mean, we do have some units on the way to reinforce. For example, these 2 units of Uruks, and then his new unit of Olaghai. His first unit of Olaghai are on the way, of course. But that would also mean that we may have some room in the budget to actually build a Jew Nefel the Quiet, an army as well. And that would be really good. That means that we could potentially push forward with Hornwrath, because, as I've mentioned before, yeah, look at this. Captain Wolf has retreated. He was on the bridge, and it looks like he is heading up to Woldburg. Legolas has retreated back into Mirkwood, along with Saildir, apparently. But anyway, I think if we build Adu an army, then we can push with Hornwrath, take Aldborg, because right now it is very lightly garrisoned. And I'm sure the Woldburg is going to be the exact same way. But we'll keep Lug and our good friend, where is he? We have another spy somewhere around here. Is he actually? Oh no, I thought he might have been in the town, but it does not appear that way. Gorthak. Gorthak is our other spy. Yeah, so we'll keep these 2 guys kicking around the border territories, and they will always allow us to know if the Rohirrim are coming or what. And look at it. There's actually a pretty good position for Lug right there. Him and his stupid head. Oh my god. He looks like Wilson from Castaway. Wilson! Anyway, Gorthak, let's see if we can train him up and perhaps get him inside the city. That would be great. Oh! No, look at that. He had 77% chance to spy on that army, and he immediately got killed. So, I guess we'll have to train another spy. Where from? None other than Minas Tirith? No, it's going to have to be our standby East Osgiliath? I can't remember. Yes, East Osgiliath. There we go. And then that guy will, of course, head back up. But for now, we've got Hornwrath just chilling in this fort. He actually gets free upkeep in this fort, which is nice. That actually pushes our profits up by like 500 gold coins or something. 477, I should say. But there we go. He can just chill in that fort until Rohan tries to get fresh with us again, and then he can march out and destroy them. Of course, hopefully block them off at the river and deal with them there. Dwarf the Honest is actually... I would like to push him up towards Mirkwood, but we're going to have to keep him around Thornburg or Malglad just in case the Rohirrim decide to cross the Anduin River instead. Maybe I could just build a small force and build a fort at the river instead. That would be good. That would be a much more economical use of our big massive stack of doom that we have near Thornburg. But anyway, Lagoth, I think, is now in the Black Gate. There he is. He's just going to chill there for now. He's going to garrison that fucking place. We'll actually recruit a few more units and have them just relaxing in Thornburg as future reinforcements. This unit of Orc Archers is going to head to Carindros, or Zag, my mistake. That is, of course, Lunduf's adoptive son. It just looks like Pizza the Hut, and he's going to head down to Pelargir because, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Pelargir is massively corrupt. 700 gold coins per turn to corruption in Pelargir. We need to get some lords and ladies into this territory to prevent such corruption from occurring because it's a fucking nightmare. Minas Tirith is much the same, actually. Well, it's only got 87% corruption because Aju the Quiet is there murmuring away all the baddies, I suppose. Just kind of like, can you guys not bribe and do all that bad stuff, please? That would be wonderful. But actually, for Minas Tirith, we're going to need to build an army for Aju, of course, and we're also going to need to have a garrison in Minas Tirith so we can crank the taxes skywards. That way we can support even larger armies. But for the time being, we're going to have to recruit / retrain a lot of these strong units in Minas Tirith. We are actually able to retrain and recruit Uruks in the city. It's going to be like 10 turns, 8 turns I should say, until we are able to train new units of Uruks in Minas Tirith. We can, of course, retrain units before that time comes, but for now, we're stuck retraining. We're halfway done our Ballista Maker, and when we're done that, I'm sure we can give a Ballista to Dawn Death just in the meantime, so we can hold this bridge even better. It looks like Hirluin has actually garrisoned Ethring, and his remaining shitty units are continuing onwards towards Callum perhaps. As for the Harandrim, I am going to have to recruit yet another spy, just so I can see what the Harandrim are doing, and my agent limit has been reached. How did we manage that? I thought I lost some spies. I thought I killed a spy over here. Perhaps I recruited one last episode. Gothmog, he looks like a nut. His head is just a nut, like I don't know, like a walnut. Anyway, his name is Gothmog, once again. Very interesting. It's the second time we've seen a Gothmog in this campaign. Recruitment. We did not actually recruit a spy, so I might have to search through my lists. Maybe I did it last episode. I did recruit some Morning Guard and some Troll catapults in Barad-dûr, and they're going to head towards Minas Tirith. Those are Dawn Death's replacement catapults, of course. And I'm also recruiting some units in Minas Morgul, Cirith Ungol, and Cairn-Dros, just as garrison units, because these places do actually have a large garrison cap. For example, Minas Morgul has 4 free upkeep units, and there's no units there currently, so I feel it would be prudent to replenish the garrisons of these territories for the time being. Alright, let's take a look for this spy. I swear I recruited yet another, and I did not. We got Mauler Luglan, who is, of course, looking like a walnut himself. He looks exactly like Gothmog did. And then we've got Gorshag and Deep Mirkwood. And you know what? Maybe we can get Gorshag into the... No, I was hoping he would get into the Elven army, but let's spy on a diplomat instead. There we go. And we gained a bunch of skill as a result. Very nice. I'm not really sure how an orc is able to spy on elves. Like, would they not stand out? Especially such a she-orc such as Gorshag. Would she not stand out? Well, is it a he, she? I don't know. Maybe I should put up a poll and we can tell who or what Gorshag is. A man? Well, I use the term man loosely, but a male or a female? Hard to say. Arnak is currently not building anything, and we should really build a Dark Temple, but it's so fucking expensive. I don't know if we'll be able to afford that anytime soon. Also, in Pelargir, we should actually build a commander's office. No, it's a prison. No. Maybe we already have it. And administration is what I thought it was. Maybe we've already built it. Council chambers, sure. Some of these buildings actually reduce corruption, so that's what I'm looking for. And it appears... Maybe it's the... that? Yeah, that's the one. It's the commander's office, and that would reduce corruption. But that itself is also 5,000 gold coins, so that's not great. We still have a mission to assassinate Kirwin. And he is 75 years old, and he is not going to die. You know what, we could send our Uruks after him and our Olakai, but with our past history against Kirwin, he would probably just slay them all, unfortunately. You know what, I think this is very nearly all we can do this turn, so we should probably end it. Here we go. Alright, I thought I lost a spy around Dol Amroth, but I was quite incorrect. Luglan is still alive and kicking right outside Dol Amroth, and you know what? There was a lord leading the army of Captain Khaldun. It was probably Lord Cusay, now that I think about it, and actually Pilamor, this assassin, was able to kill him. And that's quite unfortunate. Muslug, our very own assassin, might be able to kill Pilanor, or someone in Callum No. Maybe we'll sabotage shit. Let's just sabotage... oh. Wow, it looks like their Captain Naaman is now at the walls of Ethring. But you know what? Let's try to sabotage the blacksmith. No. How about door number 6? Sure. Look at that. Sabotage attempt failed. We failed to sabotage the ballista maker, unfortunately. I don't know. I think the war effort is pretty... That's the whole plan. Oh my goodness. Captain Nizar, Captain Mazin. Where are these guys coming from? I gotta say, they're just piling on. It looks like Ethring is about to be captured by Harad. That's not too bad. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if we cannot sabotage the ballista maker, I don't know. I think that's pretty much the end of our war. We cannot continue until that ballista maker is sabotaged. We have a new spy in East Osgiliath, and his name is Lugbag. And you know what? He is the most handsome orc I've ever seen. I'm sure he is well fit to spy on the elves. Oh, look at this. Captain Wolf has advanced to the river. And that means that Hormrath can march out and block his passage. If only Luggle the Scarred,
Is that what you want?
our ally, of course, from the Misty Mountains, perhaps, wasn't in the way, then we could actually block him at the river even better. But no, we'll just stick with what we got. We're losing a bit of money in the village here because these orc bands are sapping our cash because they don't get free upkeep. They were there because there was skirmishes, well, incursions by Rohan, but we don't have to worry about that right now with Hormrath in there. So we may as well pull back those units, get free upkeep on them eventually. Yeah, we're going to block Captain Wolf at the river with Hormrath. Potentially we'll attack next turn. Dwarf Wa, may as well just hang around Thornburg, honestly. Speaking of Thornburg, 2 units of free upkeep. Yeah, good enough.
Get ready for fighting.
Gorshag sees nothing going on in Dol Guldur. For the time being, looks like Arendur is still there. Can we spy on Legolas yet? No. 44% abysmal. Now, Gondor. Mauler is not seeing a lot of movement from Gondor around Ethring, just armies of Harad. So you know what, I think we'll build Dondeath's army. Right now it's all shitty orc units. We don't have any strong Morning Guard even, really. Or Uruks, so we'll have to deal with that eventually. But we do have these 2 units ready to reinforce. Once we get some stronger units into Dondeath's army, we're just going to plow down to Dulamroth, I think. Because Ethring is all but taken, I would say. Ufzag is a few turns from Pelargir yet, unfortunately for us. And can we recruit anything in Minas Tirith? We can actually recruit a unit of Orc Archers. We may as well. We still cannot retrain anything in Minas Tirith. We got some reinforcements coming. Of course, every single turn. I don't think I actually recruited anything in Barad-dûr last turn because I was out of cash. Our cash flow is still looking to be 1,500, roughly. So we can actually recruit another unit of Trolls. Alternatively, we can recruit a unit of Orc Maulers, or 2 units of Uruks for 500. Maybe a unit of Mountain Trolls for Hormrath, because he doesn't have any Trolls, and I'm sure he could use them against Rohan. Or maybe for Adu. Let's recruit a unit of Mountain Trolls for Adu, and a unit of Uruks as well. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to try to pump the units out of Barad-dûr for the time being. In Cirith Ungol, we have met our free upkeep limit, but Minas Morgul, not so much. Karen Dros, another unit is good. We may as well recruit a unit of Orc Band. There we go. Hinathanun, well, also has 4 units of upkeep, but unfortunately, we can only recruit Orc Bands there. I really need to be building garrison quarters and whatnot all throughout the land, just so we can recruit shitty Orc units wherever we go, but it's really not necessary. The financial input is just too great. But anyway, I think we're ready for another turn here. Maybe Lug can reposition himself a little bit better. And let's see, get over here. The hills actually increase line of sight. That's a good question. Oh, shit. Captain Garbald. Shit. We're going to have to deal with him eventually. Lugbag. I nearly forgot to move Lugbag. See, what's going on is Captain Wolf is going to draw Hormrath out, weaken him, and then Captain Garbald is going to sweep southeast here and wreck our shit. Yeah, let's do another turn. Well, it looks like the Gondorians were defeated in the field outside of Ethring, meaning that Captain Nizar, Captain Mazin, they're just going to walk all over Gondor. Perhaps they'll march towards Calimbel. Hard to say. Speaking of Calimbel, is it worthwhile to take as well? Oh, it's not bad, actually. It's got quite a lot of income. I'm not going to risk spying on the place. It looks like Captain Khaldun is going to continue towards Dolam Roth. Captain Hyman is now in the field as well. That's the remainder of units that were approaching Arnak, and now they've retreated and coalesced with some other Gondorian units. It appears, anyway. Dolam Roth is well garrisoned. Well, mediocre garrison, I would say. It looks like Nerine. Have we met this guy before? I think this is the general that we failed to kill outside of Ethring. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say something about Dolam Roth. There we go. They got a trebuchet, a catapult, some dismounted swan knights, and a bit of heavy infantry. The rest is militia. I'm sure we could deal with that eventually. Now, our profits for this turn is looking to be 500 gold coins, and we're very nearly at the cusp of our limit, our financial limit. Although I'm sure that would increase a little bit more once Ufzag arrives in Pelargir and reduces corruption by like 100 coins. My god. That's barely anything. I think all this trade with very little overhead is causing a lot of corruption. I think that's what it is. Wealthy cities with very little overhead. Barad-dûr is pumping out the units. We've got another unit of mountain trolls and another unit of Uruks for Adu if he perhaps needs them. More units for Dondeth. Our reinforcements are finally arriving outside of Minas Tirith. Our first wave of Uruks are on their way. Maybe if Harad doesn't take Ethring outright, we could just march in and take it from Hirluin, because it looks like they're quite weak right now. Can we sabotage something else? Perhaps this thing? Did that work? Success! We actually sabotaged the inn. We walked in and... oh, shit, we burnt the shit out of it. Like, nearly to the ground. It's just the foundations now. Holy shit. I guess, good old Muslug has something against, drinking, perhaps. Maybe he had an abusive father? I dare not, question him. Looks like our orc bands, actually, they need to head to Minas Tirith so we can get, better garrisons there. Speaking of garrisons in Minas Tirith, can we pump no, we can't pump taxes very high yet as a result of the low garrison there, and it's going to be many turns until we can retrain some of these units. I'm beginning to wonder if we should just send them to Barad-dûr, because they're going to be quite expensive to retrain in Minas Tirith. Although it doesn't tell us right now, unfortunately. I think the Uruks I'm going to send to Minas Tirith, actually. These two units have been replaced and replenished by units from Barad-dûr, so we'll send them back for retraining, and we'll just keep this cycle going, it would seem. It would also seem that there is another river crossing right here. Captain Wolf is trying to sneak his way around, and Captain Garbald, like I said, is going to make his move, and he's going to cross the bridge on the western border of... what is this? Enorian, unfortunately. But we're going to block Captain Wolf at the river yet again. Unfortunately, he can probably just go right around and cross the bridge regardless. I would attack him, but that would mean we're going to cross a river to destroy his army, and he actually has a lot of heavy infantry, and I don't want to deal with that right now. Dear Lord above, I do not want to deal with that right now. We've got some reinforcements in Thornburg, some elite infantry, and just in time, I would say. Legolas is turning right around. He's spinning right around, maybe right around, and perhaps he will attack us this turn. Hard to say. Really, hard to say. Our profits have leaped to 1,000 gold coins there. I'm not sure what has caused that, but I'm not really one to question too much, lest something go wrong. You know what? How's Nurnen doing? We haven't checked in Nurnen in... oh my god. It's not doing too great. I mean, it's doing exactly the same as it has last time we checked in on it. It's got a ton of buildings to build. Unfortunately, as always, we're too broke to actually afford any of those buildings, and even if we weren't broke, I wouldn't buy any, or, well, not so much buy, but build any of them, because they're kind of useless in the context. Okay, you know what? All of our units are moving or have moved. We don't need to recruit anything, I don't think. Our garrisons are plenty strong, I would say. Maybe Hnethanun could use some more units, but in reality, who cares? I would say we could actually move this archer unit to Hnethanun. Perhaps it will get free upkeep there. I doubt it, though, because Hnethanun actually has the exact same buildings as the Black Gate, so hardly worth it. But anyway, I think we can probably just end the turn again. We're just fucking swinging through the turns here. My goodness. Perfect. This turncoat diplomat from Dale, he looks like he's from Rune, I should say, is offering us trade rights and map information. And you know what? I'm going to demand regular tribute. I'm going to pull the same thing I did last time and ask for like 1,000 gold coins for 5 turns. And they think that's balanced still. Rejected. They will give us 2,500 gold coins though. And you know what? I'm not going to push it. I'm going to accept. I cannot believe these guys. They're just kissing our boots, which is weird because...
Farewell.
Oh, well, they are advancing into our territory, so maybe it's the bait and switch, as they have done in the past. It's just weird that they are so readily accepting of diplomacy with us, considering how absolutely god-awful we are. I mean, in like a moral sense. I mean, we've, pillage lands, we destroy arcades all throughout. We steal the pennies and the quarters from the children at the arcades. Like, just as they're about to put it in the machine, we just smack it out of their hands and say, no! Something about Sauron. Sauron wants quarters. I don't know. Another adoption. And we're going to decline. Our mission has failed, unfortunately, to assassinate Kirween the Profane, which is not a big deal. And holy shit, with our subsidies from Dale, we're actually making a huge amount of profit per turn. 2,500 gold coins yet again. Unfortunately, we are having an issue in the north here, as Rohan is just penetrating into our lands repeatedly over and over again. And look at this, they actually have all these little mini stacks ready to fuck our shit, unfortunately. And there's not much we can do about it. Hormarath is just a single man. His army is all he's got. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not the greatest either. You know what? Even without the diplomacy tributes from Dale, we're actually still making like 1,500 gold coins per turn. Our income fluctuates so greatly from turn to turn, regardless of our recruitment. I'm a little flabbergasted, but as a result, I think we can probably recruit some more Uruks for a Jew, perhaps, or even Dondeth, if need be. I feel like Adu is going to have to step up to the plate pretty soon here and give good old Hormrath a hand in the north, unfortunately. Speaking of these units, though, our Olagai and our Uruks have arrived in Minas Tirith, and we're going to go reinforce Dondeth. And we have yet to be able to retrain any units in Minas Tirith, aside from these 2 units of Orc bands. We'll give them some armor just to make them happy, I would say. But Minas Tirith, actually, its garrison is quite big. No, we still cannot crank taxes higher. How about Pelargir? Normal taxes is pretty much as good as it's going to get until we eliminate the cultural unrest, it seems. So that means we'll have to build a temple eventually to combat that. And I'm not sure when we're going to be able to do that. I mean, we do have quite a bit of gold this turn. And well, shit, you know what? If I hold on to our gold now and wait another turn, then we can actually build the temple in Pelargir. And that would help greatly, but I don't think it's really dire. So I'm going to recruit even more Uruks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to recruit Morning Guard and Maulers. There we go. For some army somewhere. Looks like Prince Legolas the Just is drawing ever closer to Thornburg, so we're going to place good old Dwarves outside Thornburg, and just in case, I suppose, if these assholes decide to besiege the place, he will reinforce if need be. Still not seeing much activity from the elves overall, really, compared to, say, Rohan or Gondor. It looks like Ethring has been besieged by Captain Nizar, though, and then Harad is also building a large army heading towards Dol Guldur. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Muzzlug, can you do... No, he can't do shit. To Ethring, as it's under siege, we can't pass through our allies' siege lines, it seems. Can Luglund spy on Narion? Oh my god, if we annihilate Narion, then Dol Amroth is ours for the taking. Oh shit, we just spied on Narion, no problem. Look at that. His army is quite weak as well. Fuck. If there's a time for Dondeath to move, it is now. We still have an insane amount of missile units, which was really good when we were trying to defend the river, which is, I mean, still kind of the case, but not so much. I would rather replace those scouts with orc archers. We'll leave 2 units of scouts. We'll take the shitty ones. Like so, there we go. Put them back in Minas Tirith, and that orc archer will reinforce Dondeath. I lost my train of thought there. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we have 6 orc raiders. My mistake. This orc band needs to garrison Arnak, potentially? What's their upkeep like? Yeah, 3 units of upkeep. Actually, you know what? One of those scouts can garrison Arnak, and this orc band will... Nah, fuck it. Let's just put the orc band in Arnak, and we can retrain it at some point. Whatever. There we go. Just doing a bit of reorganizing as per usual. And we're lacking in spear units, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have to pull up some orc bands from the rear. I mean, if only we could retrain them and recruit them in Arnak instead. I mean, we have 2 units that need retraining. We may as well just put this unit in Dondeath's army right now. We'll replace some of these orc raiders with the Uruks when the time comes. I would like to wait until we receive these troll catapults, but they are fucking 5 turns away. That's quite a ways, boys. You know what? I think next episode when we come back, we'll attack Captain Wolf, destroy his army as he doesn't have a general, unlike Captain... Oh no, Captain Garbald is just a general as well. Ulrich is the only general in these lands, and he is an old man. He's like the Stan Lee of Rohan. Maybe what I should have done actually is cross the river. I didn't realize there was another river crossing right here, which is it's very unfortunate. But anyway, what I should have done is cross the river and taken these stacks out one by one via night battles. I would have taken out Ulrich if I had noticed that he was there earlier, and that would have been a boon to us because at this rate he could join up with any stack and really fuck our day. Along with Leod. I don't know where this guy came from, but he too is quite old, but his command is through the roof. Volberg is still quite weak, actually. Same with Alborg. So if we can just bat away these armies of Rohan and push on into Rohan eventually, that would be freaking great. 1 turn until we get a bunch of strong units in Dondeath's army. And you know what? We may even be able to push forward with these units. I would very much like to have more spear units. So I may actually pull these 2 units out of Minas Tirith. That makes the city quite depressed, but I'm sure they'll deal. So let's see. That's 1, 5, 7 units. And we actually have 7 spots open, so that's absolutely perfect. It's like I planned that, although I must assure you that I did not, because planning on the fly is not really my strong suit, it seems. I really do most of the planning off-screen, I must admit. But anyway, you know what? I think this is pretty much the end of the episode. I've got 2,000 gold coins to play with yet, and we're still making 1,700 gold coins in profit per turn, although I don't know if with this diplomacy over next turn we'll really be able to swing any more recruitment. Hard to say. But our armies are coming along quite nicely. I still don't have the funds to build a nice, respectable army. I think perhaps when we take Dol Amroth and a few other Gondorian holdings, we will be able to advance a Jew's force. Right now he's really just a garrison governor, whatever you want to call him. So, I mean, he's not really performing to his utmost ability. But anyway, as always, everyone, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next episode.